Hello, folks. It is Napalm Dawn here on G4G. Today, we are taking a look at a new version of the Marvel Heroes rebirth that is going on with Crypto and his team, and it is the Marvel Heroes server emulator. If you don't know about the project, let me tell you about it. So basically, when Marvel Heroes died, it was dead for several years. But a team of people have gotten a hold of the Marvel Heroes server files, and it allows you to run a Marvel Heroes server locally on your own machine that you connect to, and then you can go ahead and play Marvel Heroes all over again. Now, if you stop by their Discord, there is a community server that is out there that you can configure your Marvel Heroes client to play by connecting to that particular server. That is not something that I have done, but I will put a link to their Discord in the description of the video. I will put a link to the MH server EMU 3.0 in the description, but I want to go ahead and show you exactly what is going on with this. So, without getting too much into the instructions on how to configure this, because I did that in the first video when I discovered the project being alive and everything. So I have 3 videos on the channel. The original one, the one for client or server 2.0, and then this one for 3.0. But if you go look at the first video, or you read the readme.txt that is here in this directory, you'll find out how to set it up. It entails going out to either your Steam, if you played the game via Steam when it was live. I did not. I played it through the Gazillion launcher. But if you look in the first video, you go to the Internet Archive, you get the most recent version of Marvel Heroes back when the game was live. You bring it down to your computer, you run the setup Sorcerer Supreme where you say, okay, this is where the files are. And then you run the start servers.batch file. When you start this, it runs a local Apache web server on your machine. You have to have the server running before you can actually get into the game. Also, when you have run the start servers.bat, it will allow you to bring up a local web page, which is this section right here. And that is where you can go ahead and create an account on the server for your game client to connect to. Now, you don't have to do this step because you can just simply run the start client autologin.bat. However, in my case, I did make a fake account on the web server, so I start my Marvel Heroes with the start client.bat. So once you have the start servers up and running, you have brought up the local web page where you make your account optional. You can then either go to startclient.bat and log in with that account information, or the start client autologin.bat, and then run the game. Now I have the game running already. And when you first get in, you are greeted with a splash screen that says what is new to 3.0. It's missing there because I tabbed out. But if you just happen to drop into the game, you will be on Captain America, and that splash screen will be there. By the way, I'm just going to tab out really quick and bring that back up. If you have run a past version of the game, when you download the server emulator, here's an easy way to update your files and everything. If you've got a program like WinZip or 7-Zip, bring up the zip file so that you have it like this. Go into your server directory, highlight everything, and then just drag and drop. And it'll say, okay, do you want to replace all the files? Because the names exist already. You say yes to all, and there you go. It's that simple to upgrade. So if you've been running version 1 or running version 2, it's really that easy to take care of. Okay, so back in the game, what is new about this particular version? Well, let me tell you, it is a lot, and I'm absolutely thrilled to see this version of the game out. I do believe not only myself, but the team did not even particularly expect this version of the game to come out during 2024, but it did. I thought perhaps their prediction was that it was going to be 2025 somewhere, because a lot of work was done between 2 and 3 their versions, and boy, let me tell you, it's paying off. It's funny how I discovered this today. I was streaming Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux, and I happened to be telling the audience of the stream that a lot of people have been on my YouTube channel lately asking about Marvel Heroes and the server emulator. Like, has there been any updates? Is there any news? And I said, well, check out their Discord. They have little clips of combat working and drops and AI and things like that. And I showed off their Discord on the stream, and as soon as I pulled it up, I was in the news channel. It's like Marvel Heroes Server Emulator 3.0 was released, and I was like, holy shit. I don't know that I would have known about it had I not been showing off their Discord on the stream. So it's completely coincidental that I discovered it today. But stashes, of course, fine. In terms of uniform, bring up the character that you want to get the uniform for. Make it your active character, and then you can go to costumes. Under the store, find the character that you're playing. Buy the costume that you want. So this is going to be a Marvel Avengers Alliance reminiscent uniform here, because this was the default skin for Magic in that game. And there you go. So there's Magic in her P5 costume. Now, something that I want to go ahead and point out. When you are... Now, the game has progression now. You have experience. You're not starting off at 60. You're actually starting off at 1. But you have experience, and it will retain your data when you exit the game, which is absolutely huge. Here's the power system and everything. You can see here, I'll get my first non-default ability at 4. But when you go over to the hero synergy system, and it actually is, there you go, cancel. You'll notice this one here, bonus XP. That comes from Cyclops. I would totally recommend a beginner tip for everybody that you recruit Cyclops, get a uniform for him that you like, level him to 50 is the very first thing you do, and then you will get that bonus experience synergy. You hit the power button here to the right of it to turn it on, and then any future character that you level will have the 10% bonus to experience. It's huge, and he's the only one who does it. I was actually kind of sad Gazillion never really added that to anybody else. Black Cat has bonus credits. I mean, a lot of these other synergies are great, but bonus XP is really big. So it's my recommendation that you make Cyclops your first character, get him to 50, and then start leveling the characters that you really want to do. The complete infinite movement abilities is still live. I think if I recall correctly, the team has said they want to keep that. And I think that is great. In Magic's case, this is actually, she does a bit of damage with her movement ability. And like Captain America charges with the shield, he does some damage too. But one thing I want to do real quick is set my team up hero. Now, I am Gen X, so I grew up with Spider-Man and his amazing friends, so I absolutely have to bring out Firestar.
Okay, girl, don't let him see you sweat.
That was a childhood crush there, especially the original uniform as compared to her modern uniform. But let's go ahead and show off what they've got working in this version. So we're going to go to the Prologue, which I think is going to bring back flashback memories for you guys here. this initial raft mission. So this is actually the landing pad that the jet comes in. There's your first waypoint, and let's go.
Here comes the juggernaut!
Now, at first you might be thinking like, oh, wait a minute. That looks like nothing's happening. Nope. The enemies are now properly engaging with AI. And you'll notice I've taken damage over here. So that, I mean, if you just look at my health, that is a raw indicator right there that combat is now functional. Now, you're not going to see a lot of drops in this first mission, but they are live. I'm going to go ahead and hit M for the medkit. One thing I've noticed with magic is that, unfortunately, the demons don't seem to be working yet. So if you are playing magic, you basically have her sword swing and you have her movement ability. I kind of, in the stream, I stood on this for a little bit. Nothing happened. I think it may... I don't remember if this is a scripted event that's supposed to go here, or you're supposed to use the console. One thing that's really cool about magic is that her stepping disc allows her to get into closed off areas of the map, and I'll show that coming up in a little bit. I did it by accident. I was actually very surprised. The memories that kicked in, playing her again, playing this Prologue. So here you'll notice there's these doors, and you can knock them down and go in, but you can also, with magic, just teleport right through them. I sort of had done that by accident. I teleported from one cell to the other. Like, oh, that's cool. As you can see, I leveled up. Proof that experience is working properly.
I need a jolt!
Items that can be picked up have always worked in other versions, but now they actually properly cause their damage. And this is the living laser boss. Shift attacking, of course, works. That's where you do not move to your target. That's just the standard stand and attack move that, you know, a lot of the Diablo games have made famous. I'm actually so close to him, the beam is going over my head. There's the living laser metal. For a lot of you guys remember that. Equip it. You can actually start playing around with like Firestar's ability set over there for the team up. It's the infinite traversal is just so fun to just. Oh, actually, yeah. Let's see if I can get somebody on screen. Yeah, there's nothing over here to pick up. This is fun. I love that. Going down the straightaways and just teleporting through it like that.
It feels like I'm going to overflow.
You know, it's funny. Not a lot of people really like the New Mutants movie. I was excited for it because it was characters, you know, we had yet to see. on live action when it came to Marvel and everything like that. And Magic had always been one of my favorite characters in Marvel Avengers Alliance. So I was really looking forward to that movie, and I like it, but I never was really that crazy about Anna Taylor-Joy playing Magic. Hearing her voice here in this game sort of reminds me of the same kind of accent that Anna Taylor-Joy was doing in there. But I warn you, this fight will take a little bit because Green Goblin does tend to spend a lot of time up in the air for his bombing runs and his line straight runs. But just having Firestar over there being badass. But now, I'm not too sure if that exit portal would have been live in the original version until Green Goblin is dead, but that might be because all areas are unlocked. The game maybe thinks I've beaten them already, and it's just sort of giving me a way out if I don't want to do the fight. But of course, I do the fight.
Check out my toys!
Kind of coincidental that I would be fighting the Green Goblin here after No Way Home has been on table quite a bit the last few days.
It's never over!
Alright, so we actually have a gear drop already. And I can either go with my Living Laser Metal or my Green Goblin one. I may as well go with Green Goblin. But as you can see, this is a major advancement in 3.0. The fact that we have progression, we have experience, we have level ups, and we can actually get gear. So to kind of show that off a little bit better, instead of hanging out here in the Shield training room, I'm going to go ahead and pick a random chapter and a location. Now that we're in a more populated area where you're more likely to get drops because this was later in the game, we'll see what it's like. See if we can get some drops over here. There we go. When I was playing on the stream, I know I was able, aside from getting gear drops, able to even get some crafting drops. So I got some Deadpool pistols over here. When I was doing it on stream, everything that was dropping was for Magic. I wasn't getting other character drops. But I did get some gear that I was too low a level to use. I'll tell you, Lowtown was definitely one of my...
I've heard enough from you.
One of the locations that I remember most back in the day when this was an active game. Madripoor, Lowtown, stuff you didn't see in too many of the Marvel games at the time. It was used a little bit in Marvel Avengers Alliance, but Marvel Heroes is pretty much where you really had boots on the ground in this area of the Marvel Universe. Actually, I should go Waypoint and see if I can get into that area of the game where you found the Taskmaster magazine. Oh, hi. Wow, that was a good teleport. I'm way up here. More gear.
Good.
Gear again. Actually, see that out there.
It is always so surprising what you can find on a battlefield.
4, so that means I finally have a power. I'm actually going to put that there over the demons.
Yet.
This was something.
Too hot for you?
That looked familiar. I thought that was maybe something back in the day. This little platform over here. Let's see if we can actually get into the subzone now. Oh, sweet. It's gonna be popular. Oh, it's gonna have stuff. Is it gonna have stuff? Oh, I can't open it. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe I can on the way out. I kind of remember this particular subzone a little bit. It does look a little bit familiar. Alright, more gear upgrades. Let's see if the chest will open. Ah, still can't get into the chest. Okay, so now we've got a sword, we've got a suit, we've got a belt, we've got gloves. Wonder if...
Niet.
Yeah, I forget what the map key was over there. Oh, it was tab, that's right. Let's see where the body slider puts me. Okay, a little bit like a Hearthstone in World of Warcraft back in Avengers Tower. Where was that Taskmaster area? Oh, there it is. I remember that little Taskmaster commercial video. You can still find it on YouTube if you go and search like Marvel Heroes Taskmaster commercial. It is still up on YouTube. I go and watch it occasionally because one of the things I definitely remember most about the game is that commercial that plays in game. I think it's when you find all of the Taskmaster magazines or flyers or something.
This will do me quite well.
So I would definitely progress through the game in a normal linear fashion rather than skipping around. Chances are you will survive, but you do get hurt a bit when you get into areas that seem like they should be higher than where you should be. Yeah, mostly grays, but there's the crafting items right there. A little bit of a... Actually, no, I think that's a downgrade. Yeah, okay, so that's an upgrade. It's so cool to see loot again, and honestly, loot is great and all. To me, one of the things that I was waiting the most for was definitely the reactive combat. Being able to attack the enemies properly and have them fight back, and not just kind of be sitting there as a raiding dummy. It's huge. 3.0 is huge, and I really do believe this is what people are going to be waiting for in their Marvel Heroes server emulator progression. This is it. This is where a lot of people are going to start getting into the game and playing again and reliving those memories from, honestly, not even really that long ago. What, like 8 years ago, 7 years ago when we lost the game. I know we lost Marvel Avengers Alliance in 2016. I think Marvel Heroes was maybe 2017. It was a real shame what Gazillion did to their employees. So they, if I remember correctly, they pulled the plug like over Thanksgiving, and they just like shut the doors, and they didn't even allow like the employees back in. And it was maybe even over Thanksgiving break when they're like, yeah, okay, the game's dead, don't come to work. And I think maybe even like everybody's vacation pay and back pay and everything like that was not paid out. It's just, yeah, it was really shitty to do to people in the holiday season. And David Gorham, that's how you say his last name, David D, not David Brevik, but David D. Not a good person. There was some complaints there against him, which may have definitely been part of the reason why the mouse told Gazillion, okay, we're done. Hold the plug. A lot of PC players probably lost a reasonable amount of money that they had spent in the game, but a lot of the console players actually managed to get their money back, because some of them, it was around on consoles less than PC, so it was a shorter lifespan. So I think both Microsoft and Sony were really good about issuing refunds as compared to Gazillion for the PC version. A lot of people do ask, would we ever see a console version of the Marvel Hero Server emulator? And unfortunately, no. There is no way to do that on a console. Consoles are closed source with their store and their game delivery and everything like that. And you have to be running a server somewhere in order for the console client to connect to. So at best, you'd have to have a PC and make a PC on your network server and then try to configure the client version. Yeah, it's complicated, so chances are you're never going to see a client of this for the PlayStation or the Xbox. You're just going to be dealing with the PC. So there you go, guys. There's me showing off Magic and Firestar Marvel Heroes Server Emulator version 3.0. We have live combat now, active combat. We have drops. We have leveling. We have progression over multiple sessions. And if you need any install help, just go to their Discord or read the readme.txt that's in the zip file, or go and check out the first video I did, which kind of explains how you get all this up and running. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody, and I hope you are as extremely excited about this progression as I am. Catch you later.